Greetings, I'm John Setzler. Welcome to the Kamado Joe Cooking Channel. Today we're going to fire up our Joe and we're going to cook a spatchcock chicken, but instead of cooking it directly on the grill, we're going to cook it in a pan with some other things and make a one-pan meal. So let's get started. Okay, now that we've got our fire going, I have set my accessory rack in the lower position on the divide and conquer flexible cooking system, and I'm going to set my heat deflectors in on the accessory rack in the lower position there, and then I'm going to set both halves of my grill grate on the top level. And today we're going to set the Big Joe up to cook at about 425. So I'm going to leave the bottom vent about halfway open, and on the top vent I'm going to close the daisy wheel, or I'm going to leave the daisy wheel fully open, and I'm going to close it with it just cracked a little bit in the back, and we're going to watch the temperature as it comes up. If it gets too hot, I'm going to close this up, or if I need to get it hotter, I'm going to open this a little more. So we're going to let our grill stabilize here at 425. While our grill's warming up, we're going to get the first part of this cook ready. I've taken several baby red potatoes and I've quartered those up. I've taken a medium yellow onion and chopped that coarsely, and I'm just going to dump these into a mixing bowl here. I've got about a tablespoon or so of fresh fresh rosemary that I've chopped, and about the same amount of fresh thyme, and I'm going to sprinkle in just a little bit of coarse sea salt, and then we're going to put a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper in there with that, and then I'm going to drizzle in a little extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to toss this all together. We're going to toss that and get it coated nicely there with our extra virgin olive oil, and we're just going to set this aside while we get our chicken ready. I have a 4.5 pound chicken here, and to spatchcock a chicken, what we're going to do is we're going to butterfly this chicken where we can lay it open flat. A lot of people like to cook chickens this way on a grill because it makes it flatter, it makes it cook more evenly. So I'm going to show you the technique for making the spatchcock cut. And the first thing we have to do is locate the backbone of the chicken. The backbone runs, you can see it here, it runs from here all the way through to the back. So I'm just going to start from here. We're going to take some poultry shears and we're going to start on the side, and we're just going to cut all the way through, straight through to the back side. Okay, now that we have that cut made, I'm just going to flip this chicken around, and we're going to come down the other side of the backbone back in the other direction to totally remove the backbone from this chicken. Okay, and once your backbone is out, you can do whatever you like with this backbone. I like to save these for making chicken stock. I just vacuum seal them and throw them in the freezer until I'm ready, or you can do whatever else you like with it. So that's the first part of our cut. Now that we have that cut made, our chicken still won't lay flat because of the breastbone. We have a breastbone in here that we have to get to, and I'm going to show you what the next step is on that. I'm actually going to zoom in here a little bit. Okay, I'm hoping you can see this on the video. We have a little angle right here in the middle. There's a little cartilage right here, and then you can see that the breastbone runs right down through here. So what we need to do is make a little cut into this cartilage about 1/4 of an inch down, just like that. And once we make that cut, our chicken will flatten out, and you'll see that this breastbone will just expose itself right here in the middle, and you can actually take your knife and cut into that and take that breastbone out. I don't recommend taking it out before the cook. I like to leave the breastbone in there during the cook, and I don't take it out until the cook is finished. So it's here, it's ready to pull out, so I just leave it there. But now we have a chicken that will lay flat. Our chicken here will lay nice and flat. Now the next thing I like to do is cut the wingtips off. That's purely my preference. I know a lot of people don't like to do that. And I save those wingtips the same way I save the backbones for making stock. So now our chicken is spatchcocked and it's ready to be prepped and seasoned. So what I like to do to season my chicken is I just like to drizzle on some of that same extra virgin olive oil that I've used everywhere else and rub it all over the skin of this bird. And then I'm going to flip him over and do the same thing on the inside. And then you can season the bird from here. And what I'm going to use today is actually a really nice seasoning on chicken. This is Meat Church Honey Hog Barbecue. This stuff is really good on chicken. So I'm just going to sprinkle, you know, a fairly even coat of this all over the inside of this chicken. And our olive oil is going to let that help that stick in there. And when I get that coated, I'm going to flip this bird back over and we're going to coat the outside of it just like we did that with this Meat Church Honey Hog Barbecue Rub. This stuff's really good. You have to give it a try on some chicken. It works well on your regular barbecue meats, but it's really good on chicken also. So I'm going to get this coat on here and I'm going to let this guy sit here for 10 or 15 minutes. Next thing I'm going to do is I've got a ear of fresh corn here that I picked up. I'm going to spread some spreadable butter all over the outside, or all over the kernels of this corn. I'm going to get it completely coated. And then I'm going to take some of our Kamado Joe poultry seasoning and sprinkle some of that on this corn with this butter. I don't want to put too much on there. I'm going to just get it about like that. And then we're going to take the husks and wrap them back up around this corn, and I'm going to tie it up. We're going to throw this on the grill with everything else. Now that we got everything ready to go, I've got my 12-inch cast iron skillet here, so we're going to dump those potatoes and onions that we put together in there and just kind of spread them out evenly on this pan. And then we're going to set that spatchcocked chicken right there on top of that. Man, that looks good. Where's Ashni?
Let's put that bad boy on the grill.
We've got our Big Joe cruising along right at about 425 degrees. So we're going to set this pan right here about in the middle of the grill. And we're going to let this guy cook, I'm guessing, for about an hour. We'll check the temperature on this chicken. And I'm going to set this ear of corn right here on the grill beside it. So we're going to let it cook there with it. So we'll be back here probably, I'm guessing, in about an hour to have a look at this. Okay, folks, I believe our chicken here is just about ready. We've been going for about 45 minutes or so, and everything's looking good. I've checked the temperature on this chicken. It's ready to come off. I really wish you could smell this. It smells absolutely fantastic. So we're going to take this off, take it inside, let it rest for a few minutes, and then you know what comes next. Okay, guys, I have plated up. I've cut a leg quarter off of here. Got some of these potatoes and onions and this corn on the cob on the plate. Man, this is my dinner tonight, so let's have a taste. Okay, guys, I don't really know where to start with this, so I'm going to slice off a little piece of this thigh here with the skin, and we'll start with that. Wow, man, chicken's outstanding. I can't say enough about the Meat Church rub, the honey barbecue rub for chicken. You got to give that a try. These potatoes with the rosemary and thyme are smelling fantastic also. Absolutely delicious. Let's have a taste on this corn. Man. Guys, it's real easy to put together a pan dish like this and cook everything for your meal all at once. I could have cooked some extra corn, you know, and had enough here to feed 4 people easily. So give this a try. Let us know what you think. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/KamadoJoe, and follow us on Twitter @KamadoJoe. And until next time, this is John Setzler with Kamado Joe Cooking Channel.